Hello and welcome to Journeys by Amanda's Travel Tuesday. I'm delighted to connect you today with Keli Washburn from Avalon Waterways and the Globus family of brands. I personally am planning to cruise this November on the Rhine River, and I can't wait to share all the details with you. For those of you who do not already know, I am Amanda Drum, the owner of Journeys by Amanda. I've had the good fortune to travel to over 40 countries on 5 continents, and I have completed extensive training as a travel agent, holding specialist certifications in river cruising, ocean cruising, and group travel. I also co-author the Extravagance blog with my great best friend and travel buddy, Deidre. And I've combined all of this training, research, and experience into Journeys by Amanda, where I'm excited to share my love of travel and plan your ultimate journey. Now, without further ado, I will hand the screen over to our expert of the day, Keli Washburn from Avalon. Welcome, Keli.
Thank you, Amanda. I'm excited to be here tonight with y'all to share about Avalon Waterways and my love of river cruising. So, Avalon Waterways truly is cruising elevated, and I am going to start with just a quick video from our spokesperson, Graham McTavish.
You're telling me that in the future there's going to be ships on the river that I can get on?
And there'll be big rooms with actual beds and big windows to open.
At Avalon, we've changed how people see the world on ships that have totally redefined what river cruising is, with fewer people, more space, and a wide variety of included excursions to choose from.
And there's no pillaging, looting, or dragons?
Avalon, this is how you Europe.
So we are talking about the romantic Rhine for November. However, if you want to sail with Graham McTavish, there are just a couple of staterooms left with him on the Rhine River this summer. So we will start with Avalon's discernible differences, and I'm going to start with a quick video that will show you some of our differences in how we design our staterooms.
The sweet ships of Avalon, designed from the ground up, with an attention to detail river cruising has never seen before. There's nothing quite like river cruising, no matter who you cruise with. But there are some pretty big differences between companies, starting with how they look at staterooms. And our one-of-a-kind panorama suite is proof of our innovation, our imagination, and our desire to create a smarter use of space. To give you some perspective of how much better our staterooms are, we're comparing them to the average river cruise cabin. Here's the average window, roughly 7 feet wide with an opening under 4 feet. Here's our window, nearly 11 feet wide, floor to ceiling, wall to wall. And when it opens, it really opens. Wide enough to let the outside in, because the opening is a full 7 feet, almost twice the size of the others. It's the largest standard window in river cruising. Now let's take a look at the bed of the average cabin. It faces the wall. Not much to look at there. We had a much better idea. What if we angle the wall and turn the bed? That little change gives you the perfect perspective of the amazing views out your window. We then turned our attention to the balcony. Here's the average river cruise balcony. Seems like a nice idea, but as far as we can tell, there's not a lot of room for people to enjoy the views out there. And they had to take space from your stateroom to create that small deck space outside. So here's our better idea. Reclaim that space. Push the window out. Add a spacious dining and seating area for up to 6 adults. Combine it with the largest sliding glass door in the business, and voila! You have an open-air balcony, the only one of its kind in river cruising. And you can enjoy it day and night, no matter the weather. Plus, you'll enjoy a lot more livable space, a full 200 square feet. We gave our room an attention to detail unmatched in the industry. We offer comfort collection beds, plenty of easily accessible storage, and we even added sound dampening insulation in our walls to make it less likely you'll hear your neighbors or they'll hear you. And we didn't stop with the room. We turned that same attention to detail to the bathroom. We took a look at the bathroom of the average ship, and we knew we could do better. By angling the wall, we opened up more space in the bathroom. Then we took our newfound space and we made it luxurious. We have a large tile shower with glass doors, marble countertops, premium fixtures, L'Occitane bath amenities, and shelves to store all your necessities. And the best part is that there aren't just a couple of these staterooms on our ships, reserved for those who want to pay more. 80% of the staterooms on our suite ships are panorama suites. And once you leave your suite, you're likely to find fewer people on our suite ships. Because with our bigger staterooms, there is less capacity for passengers, which means more space everywhere you go. As you can see, more has gone into the amazing panorama suites, so you can get so much more out of them. Does your river cruise do this? We invite you to compare, and you'll see there's no comparison.
So that always makes me want to get back on my next river cruise. And another standout advantage of our river cruise is no inside staterooms. On Avalon Waterways, our suite ships, every stateroom is designed with comfort, space, and breathtaking views in mind. In fact, our cabins are award-winning, and we were just named Best River Cruise Cabins by Cruise Critic. The majority of our accommodations are panorama suites, as you see here in this photo. They're custom designed to be 30% larger than the industry standard. That's 200 square foot to be exact. These spacious suites feature us wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling windows that measure 11 feet by 7 feet, thanks to Avalon's innovative open-air balcony. They open 7 feet. Unlike traditional outside balconies that take up valuable cabin space, our layout incorporates a French-style balcony, allowing you to slide open the windows and transform your entire suite into an open-air retreat. And here's something you'll also love: beds that face the window, not the wall. So you wake up with breathtaking views, whether it's Bratislava waking up or the lavender fields of Provence at golden hour. Every detail is designed for luxury, from spacious bathrooms to premium L'Occitane toiletries to personalized selection of mattress and pillow firmness. It's more than just a room. It is a front row seat to Europe's most scenic waterways. In our award-winning panoramic suites, we were also just named Cruise Critics Best for Active Cruisers. This is the first of our kind in the industry to feature that floor-to-ceiling wall-to-wall panoramic window. This is that open-air balcony, and 80% of our staterooms include this. So you can see as I flip through these photos, the only thing that will change is going to be the interior coloring between our ships. Another perspective you can see here in this photo is waking up to a view where you're having your complimentary continental breakfast, perhaps in your room, or taking that first sip of coffee and looking out your window. Bathrooms are so spacious. So what we did was we angled the wall so that our bathroom is larger. That gives us a large shower and L'Occitane bath products, so you can see here, as well as the two colored towels for his and hers or hers and hers, and the marble accents in the bathroom. In our bathrooms as well, on the two sides of the sink, there's plenty of storage underneath. Plenty of room for entertaining if you want to bring friends back to your room to maybe have a glass of champagne or a glass of wine, or to have your first cup of coffee while watching the world go by. While our cabins are one of our favorite features at Avalon, our offshore excursions are another highlight we take exceptional pride in. Our selection of included and optional excursions invite you to personalize your experience to suit your interest and passion. So our Avalon Choice presents you with a variety of classic, active, and discovery excursions and onboard activities each day to go your own way. Whether you choose to walk in the footsteps of legends, bike down the street like a local, or hike through postcard perfect settings, our selection of included daily outings and optional excursions invite you to further personalize your experience to suit your interests and passions. And here's a quick video.
The same company that reinvented river cruise ships with spacious rooms, huge windows, one-of-a-kind open-air balconies, and beds that face the ever-changing views outside, just reinvented the river cruise experience. Now you can choose 3 different ways to enjoy each destination, all as included excursions. You can choose to tour the classic sites and take in the stories. Or you can immerse yourself a bit deeper into local culture with an off-the-beaten-path discovery, a wine or beer tasting, or hear stories of local legend and lore. For the more adventurous souls, you can jump on a bike, paddle a canoe, or take a hike. Avalon has made it possible for you to cruise your way. We've also opened up a world of possibilities when it comes to dining, allowing you to choose where you'd like to dine, from an alfresco lunch in our open-air sky grill to a more elegant dinner in our glass-walled dining room, or a petite plate in our panorama bistro. You can also choose when you'd like to dine. Our travel choices allow you to custom design your cruise, so you're always doing exactly what you want to be doing. Let us introduce you to the magic of the world, and you can experience it any way you'd like, with all the possibilities aboard Avalon Waterways.
So Avalon Flex Dining. Our panorama dining room is our main dining location. We also offer the panorama bistro for lighter meals and the sky deck when available, as well as complimentary room service for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On that flex dining, if you would like to go down to the dining room, even as late as 8:30 p.m., and have your meal, you can still be served a full 3 or 4 course meal. There's no set dining times and no reservations needed, and no set dining tables. You can sit where and with whom you would prefer to. If you have dietary needs, you'll just meet with a chef the very first night and we'll take care of those. We introducing Avalon After Dark. We'll have more entertainment nightly. We already have 3 nights of live music, performers, events, dance music, trivia, karaoke. So something every single night. Nightly drink specials. And when we're night docking, so you can get out on the town, we'll also have recommendations for things to do after dark in each of the cities. An entertainment host to facilitate all of this, as well as some sky deck dinners, our sunset soirees. Included in every one of our journeys on Avalon Waterways is our captain's welcome reception on embarkation. This is a champagne toast with our captain, and it is a relaxed luxury ship. So there's no forced formal wear, no stuffy dining. Our award-winning shore excursions included, you'll have at least 22 on a 7-night cruise to choose from. The cultural experiences and entertainment, we've just discussed Avalon After Dark. Our adventure center and our adventure host, if you'd like to just grab a bike and go bike on your own, you can do that. And complimentary Starlink Wi-Fi on board. We do have 2 satellites on every one of our ships in the 2026 season. Now with Avalon Waterways, you can start with mimosas in the morning for breakfast. We do have complimentary beer and wine with lunch and dinner, and we only serve European wine, and we do support the small local vineyards. New and for 2026, we've always served Coca-Cola products, but Coca-Cola is complimentary throughout the entire day. So this is your Coke, Coke Zero, Sprite, Sprite Zero, etc. Round the coffee, tea, and snacks. So in the back lounge, we have a 24/7 coffee, tea, and hot chocolate station there, as well as snacks throughout the day. We have an ice machine back there if you just need to go grab some ice, filtered water, as well as flavored water. And we do also have the coffee, tea, and snacks in the front lounge as well. Now, our complimentary happy hour is the hour before dinner, and that's going to be beer, wine, sparkling wine, and cocktails and mocktails from our bar menu. Afternoon tea service, if you want to go have high tea on the river, you can do that. And then, as I mentioned earlier, complimentary room service for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can book your air as a full package with your cruise. We provide low price, hassle-free, air-inclusive vacations. Our Flex Air and instant purchase, free airport transfers when you purchase air with us, and we don't have any ties to specific airlines, so we are going to go out and find you the best deal. And of course, 24-hour emergency air service is included. Now let's get to the main meat of this presentation, and that's the Romantic Rhine from November 10th through the 17th. Leaving from Basel and going northbound to Amsterdam. On this cruise, you should be experiencing fall foliage colors, unlike anything we have here in the state of Texas. Um, the the colors that you'll see along the river are breathtaking. Day one, you'll start in Basel. Welcome to Switzerland. Your flight into Zurich or Basel must arrive by 3 p.m., and you need to be on board by 5 p.m. You do have a free day to explore and really soak in the city of Basel. Now, sometimes your flight does come in early into Europe, and you can go straight to our ship and drop your luggage and then go off and explore. There's no stuffy set time to check in. Day two, we're going to be in Brush, Germany, with an excursion to the Black Forest. You can visit the adventure host for some activities for the day if you don't want to do one of our included activities. Your adventure host does have a relaxing ride along the Rhine, or you can choose our classic excursion for a full day to the magical Black Forest to experience the open air museum pictured here, visiting an authentic water mill and seeing a traditional butter making demonstration, as well as seeing how cuckoo clocks are made. And there is a 12th century house here in this open air museum as well. It's pretty spectacular. Our other classic tour is to join a guided tour to explore Freiburg's medieval city center. This is sheltered by the Black Forest amid vineyards and gardens of the Upper Rhine Valley. And then an evening cruise on to Kehl. Here, you can take an excursion to Strasbourg, France. Your active excursion would be biking Strasbourg with your adventure host, or you can join a city sightseeing tour, including Strasbourg's Gothic stained glass cathedral with its celebrated ancient murals and astronomical clock, as well as the magical La Petite French district. And this is a fantastic place for you to do a little bit of shopping. You'll have some free time in the afternoon in Strasbourg to take in a museum or stroll across the city center. Day four, we will be in Mons, Germany, and then an excursion to Heidelberg. Your active excursion would be to join your Avalon adventure host for an inspiring walk in Heidelberg called the Philosopher's Way. And this is going to come down from Heidelberg Castle down to the city of Heidelberg. Classic excursion will be a guided tour of Heidelberg Castle to see the ruins of the magnificent Renaissance treasure, towers above the city, and its famed Great Vat, the world's largest wine barrel. Now, what's so unique about Heidelberg Castle is it was built in several different time periods. And so you'll see spectacular Renaissance as well as Baroque period and other time frames of architecture there. Or your other classic excursion would be to do a guided city walk in Bonn, including a visit to the Gutenberg Museum to see the captivating history of printing. And you'll have some live entertainment on board with a short sailing to Rudesheim. On day 5, we'll be in Rudesheim. This is one of my favorite towns along the Rhine River. You can do an active excursion to hike with your adventure host to the picturesque vineyards of Rudesheim. It is one of the places that makes the best Riesling in Germany. Your classic excursion would be a guided tour of the incredible Mechanical Music Museum for a one-of-a-kind instrumental experience, and then enjoy a tasting of the authentic Rudesheimer coffee, which is pictured here. And they start with sugar cube and some brandy, and they flambe that, and they put some coffee on top, and they float this incredible whipped cream and a little bit of chocolate sprinklings on top. Or your discovery excursion would be to visit the 18th century wooden barrel cellar of Johannesburg Castle and enjoy a delicious wine tasting there. Now, you will have time in the afternoon to experience Rudesheim, as we will be there overnight, in the afternoon. And then here we'll be taking a trip up the Rhine Gorge en route to Koblenz, sailing through the Rhine Gorge, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, taking in the breathtaking views of ancient castles perched on the cliffs 400 feet above the water, and passing the legendary Rock of Lorelei, where the mythical sirens' songs lured ill-fated sailors. Now, as we're sailing through the Rhine Gorge, your cruise director will be giving commentary there, and you can either sit upstairs on the deck 3, or sorry, the sky deck or down in the lounge and hear that commentary. And you'll have some free time in Koblenz before dinner. Day 6, we're going to be in Cologne. Cologne is such a magical city. Uh, on the active excursion, you can do a bike ride like the locals in Cologne with your adventure host, or Discovery is taking a guided walking tour of Cologne's important Jewish heritage sites, or the classic excursion, a guided city walk of Cologne with its soaring twin-steepled Gothic cathedral. Now, this cathedral is absolutely spectacular. And I do recommend, no matter which tour that you take, that you do step into that Gothic cathedral and take a view of it. Then in the afternoon, you can spend some free time over a glass of Kolsch pale lager. It's been locally brewed there for over 100 years. So anywhere you stop is a great place to taste that Kolsch. Going on to day 7, we'll be in Amsterdam. You can start your day an active excursion for an early morning walk in Amsterdam, or choose to take the true beauty of Amsterdam with an off the beaten path guided walking tour through the cobblestone streets for a captivating look at this city. Or your other classic excursion is going to be exploring the iconic waterways of Amsterdam on a guided canal cruise past the stately homes of Amsterdam's golden age. This is kind of the iconic thing to do in Amsterdam. Then you can have some free time to explore Amsterdam's colorful streets and canal houses, galleries, and shops. We will be overnighting in Amsterdam, so there's free time or an optional excursion to Zaanstad. Day 8, sadly, your cruise will end with breakfast this morning, and you will be either staying later in Amsterdam or departing to go to the US. Now, I do highly recommend going in at least a day early to your cruise so that you have plenty of time in case of their flight delays, and then also making sure that you don't go to sleep when you get over there. Do a city tour, do a little bit of a walking tour, something to keep yourself awake. And with that, I do want to announce that y'all have $100 off per person if you book this cruise by March 2nd of 2026, or any of our Avalon, Globus, or Cosmos itineraries that are 6 nights or more. And I'm going to now turn it over to Amanda for any questions.
Thank you, Kelly. What an awesome presentation. I have received a few questions through some different avenues. Y'all never like to use the chat. Everybody wants to text me. I will try to make sure I cover them all in our Q&A, but first, I do want to share a little bit more about a special cruise. Let me share my desktop. And of course, it's not going to go to the right page. Do this. There we are. We do have a group cruise, and your $100 is good for this, or it's good for any other Globus, Cosmos, or Avalon tour that you might want to book before March 2nd. That's 6 days or more. But we have a special group cruise. It is an 8-day river cruise from Basel to Amsterdam, as described, with all of the perks and amenities she described. All of our staterooms, all of our staterooms are the panorama staterooms that she listed. We have some on the 3rd deck and some on the 2nd deck. So get with me about that. I am going to actually send out a full flyer so that you can see the whole thing here in just a moment. So this group, just so you guys know, it was formed to secure early bookings before they disappear, to provide an extra amenity. So anybody coming with me will get free prepaid gratuities. And I formed it for my friends and my clients. So, so you get the best rate. One thing you should know is this is not the type of group travel where we all hang out together and do everything together. I mean, you can totally hang out with me if you want to, because after all, I'm wonderful to hang out with. But you're also welcome to be completely incognito if that's your desire. So keep that in mind. Now to our Q&A. If you could tell us, what is the dress code? You kind of referred to it a little bit, but how do most people dress for dinner?
That's
Kelly?
a great question, Amanda. So with Avalon Waterways, we are a relaxed luxury cruise. We're more of a boutique cruise line. So I would say most for dinner, for lunch and dinner are in jeans and a t-shirt. If you want to dress a little bit nicer, you can dress in slacks and a blouse. You can dress in a dress. It's really up to you. We don't want you to feel like you're forced to be stuffy and formal, but on, any given night, if you want to dress up a little bit for a special meal with whoever you're sailing with, you're certainly welcome to do that as well.
Mhm. I'll just tell you, when I sailed last March, it was a little chilly. I know March in Texas is getting warm, but I did the Tulip Time cruise and it was a little chilly. We wore jackets most of the days, but my touring uniform was a t-shirt with some black travel pants or jeans. And at dinner, I dressed that up with a necklace and a cardigan. So, I mean, really, there were also some people who really did bring dress clothes, and that was great too. I think everyone was comfortable. You'd even see mixes of people dressed in different ways at the same table, and nobody seemed to look at you funny or whatnot. So it's a wonderful, wonderful way to travel because you don't have all that extra luggage and extra uptightness. Another question I got is, are there any extra expenses I should plan for in addition to my cruise fare and any pre-post stay expenses that I have on the Avalon cruise?
So another good question. We don't nickel and dime any of our guests on Avalon Waterways. I would say, check out those optional excursions. If there's something you want to do, you can make those decisions 90 days in advance, or you can certainly wait until you're on the cruise and make those decisions. But that would be something uh, to say, just have the money for, if that's that would be the only extra thing, as well as let's say if you wanted something that is not on the happy hour. Our cocktails and our wines range from 5 to 10 euro per glass or cocktail, so super affordable. And I would say even when my husband sails with me and he doesn't drink anything on the complimentary happy hour, we still leave the ship with less than 100 euro total. So nothing like the sticker shock you receive on ocean cruising. It's
Mhm.
basically all included.
I spent very little money, and well, actually, the money I spent was on shopping on my Avalon cruise. The only thing I did buy was I am a cold caffeine for breakfast kind of girl. I do not drink coffee. And so I'm thrilled to know that I can now get my Coke Zero in the morning when I really need it. So that was a great addition. Uh, Next, why would I work with Amanda to plan my trip as opposed to just booking it myself online?
So by booking with a travel advisor, especially Amanda, you have her expertise of all the river cruise knowledge she has, but you also have somebody right there to help you with any questions, with any last minute changes. Amanda works with her suppliers very closely. So Amanda also has me in her back pocket with any questions she has. She's working with a group travel specialist that's there to assist her with any questions on Avalon as well. So it is by leveraging the power of working with a travel advisor that I highly recommend. And even as a supplier, I book all of my trips through a valued travel advisor.
Yeah, thank you, Kelly. And then the last one, I love this. I'll answer it. How do I sign up for the cruise in November? You call me or you text me or you email me right away and we will get you all hooked up. Very, very easy. So I'd love to have you join us. That does bring us to the end of our Q&A. I don't see anything else in the chat. Thank you, Kelly, for a wonderful presentation. And thank you, and stay connected to Journeys by Amanda, as well as the Extravagance Glitz blog. I can't even say my name right now for more great travel news. So, journeys ahead, everyone. Thank you.